Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here. Yes, you get visual too today. Aren't you lucky? So this is a 2-in-1. First things first, subscribe to this channel if you're not already a subscriber and hit the bell, the thing that tells you when somebody releases a new video. Tomorrow morning, today is the 18th. So tomorrow morning is Wednesday. We're going to do a special session of charting 1 full hour live on YouTube and just before the market opens. So we're going to start at 8:30 Eastern to 9:30. And then we're going to cut away to the live room, which we have for the members, where we will make money all day. So subscribe to the channel, set the bell. You'll get notified when we go streaming in the morning on YouTube. All right, on to the task at hand. The second part of this video is looking at Netflix. As far as earnings, my belief in the earnings, the reaction to earnings, the immediate reaction is based on feelings more so than actual quality of the report. It doesn't matter what the report says, it's what the people are expecting. Sometimes a great report gets sold off hard and a crappy report gets bought to high heaven. Sometimes we have clues. In Netflix, so before the bell rang within the last hour, I want to say in the last 15 minutes of the day, that's when I usually tell people in the live room to come tell me which tickers they want to trade for the option for the earnings, because the options table has gold. And I'll show you. You see this reaction in Netflix? I think it dropped 12% and then it's flattish now. So and actually went green, it looks like. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, so in that last hour, I looked at the options data. By the way, this is reason enough for you, even if you don't trade options, to actually learn how to read an options table, because it's gold. And I'll show you what I mean. These were my comments to the gang at, with 37 minutes before the close. I said, nothing is guaranteed, of course, but I wouldn't hold calls. I kept saying I would not hold calls. But the data was showing that the downside move was easier and that it had support. I said it could fall. It looks like they opened the trap door to fall to 300. And if it does, and it opens there, I'm going to be selling puts because it's going to find buyers. And it found buyers just above 300, below 300. So 295, whatever the low was, 295 and a half almost. So everything came to fruition from that, the clues in the options. All right, so now what? Let's say it opens where it is. First things first. When the market opens, phone is buzzing. When the market opens, usually, not always, often enough to be valid, the market likes to go both directions to try to touch both extremes. Now that might be a challenge tomorrow, but be open to a dip. So since they bought the dip in the pre-market, I would be looking to, quote, buy the dip in the live session. So if it does dip, don't panic. Make sure to look at what happened overnight. So if your chart has this, then you don't know anything that's happened and you see it fall and you freak out. So make sure to show an extended version to show you the overnight session, because it was freaking extreme. And drill down to lower time frames. There's also gold there. Like now there's a shelf where 320. So if it opens and falls to 320, that's where it probably rests first. For me, a really important number is around 313. So mark that. In fact, I'm going to mark it right now. The box around the 313 candle. This is just 1 minute. Okay, so everybody has 1 minute charts. How about 15-second charts? What are you doing, Nick? I'm trying to get as much information as possible. I found another box. Here's another box. Okay, so box 1, they might find support there. Box 2 is about here. And of course the bottom end. So there's a bunch of information. Let's erase all of that. All right, so now, what about investors who are looking to actually invest in this thing? I don't know exactly what they said. I know it was a disappointment to expectations. Who gives a shit? I don't care about expectations. Tell me if it's growing. So in the last couple of earnings reports, I think the CEO was trying to steer us towards, hey, look at my sales, don't look at my counts of subscribers. And I think they grew single digits, maybe like 3% in sales. I'm not confident. Just look at, if there isn't an impressive growth in sales, he's going to have a problem and he's going to need to continue growing the subscriber count, because Wall Street is going to continue to call him on it. I saw a number of plus 5% on subscriber, but it wasn't subscribers count. It was paid subscriptions or something. It's worded in a way where Is it? Is it really subscriber count? Like, for example, I have Netflix, but I get it free with my phone. Am I paid subscriber? I don't know. So make sure that they're telling the truth and they're not like wishy-washying it. The company is good. The financials are fine. So if you can assume that the market is going to be higher in the future, Netflix should be higher in the future. Now, hurdles as far as price is concerned, clearly the highs from April are problem number one, but they're also trigger number one. So if they take 350, 351, they could step up to challenge this big bad boy. That is a lot of sellers. Anybody stuck from the 400 level is going to be glad they got out. So just follow the herd. No, go with the flow is a better statement. They are buying dips inside of an ascending channel. You can see it, higher lows and higher highs. So one would assume that they continue that way. Now I have a warning: if they lose this guy right there, so 293, more importantly 295, they might end up in the 240, 230 area, which would be a better buy to dip. Look at the shelf down here. Now this is a purely technical thing. You're saying Netflix will never go there. Okay, let me put this scenario to you. What if the market corrects 10%? You don't think Netflix will be down there? It's very well likely that it will be down there. And this looks like a head and shoulders tilted sideways. It's not a disaster. Let's say 260 or lower, it would be pretty attractive for me, because the way I trade, I like to sell puts when people are freaking out. Easiest money on the planet. Okay, so that's the big picture. Shorter term, that's the reaction from the earnings, and you can see where they went. Look, they closed the gap perfectly. Coincidence? No, I just looked at that. I didn't even see that. So they went down to close whatever gaps there are down here. Weak points, not necessarily a gap in the chart, but it's a weak point. They went back to verify support. Well, now if you lose said support, it becomes a trigger lower. So tomorrow, what's important? You see where they spiked to? That's the after hour spike. It's these guys. So now that's mark number one. If they take this out, that's mark number two, which is 348. If they take this out, I think this is a gimme, and they end up in the 350 area, 360, 355. Now, if they can't do that, they will have a descending channel. So onus is on the bulls to avoid this descending channel. So what happens on the rally? They're going to face sellers. If the sellers are too strong, then it might curl down. So this pattern might unfold up here. Okay, so it's not necessary. I just want you to know that there is that danger. I'm not a hater. I'm not a fan. I trade for money. So if it wants to rally, I'll chase it up. If it wants to, I'll play it. And if it falls into support, I will most definitely play it, because it's a popular platform. It's an innovator. It has the first mover advantage, but I don't think it still has that anymore. In fact, Disney is bigger than Netflix per subscriber now, if you count all of Disney's streaming, Hulu and such. So what do I do now? I wait to see how they want to trade off this. Do they want to revisit the lows? I think they have support all the way. We just found a couple of boxes. So support, their buyers are staggered below. But I'm also confident that there will be seller above. Now, the market could explode higher, and this one could end up in the 370. So if they take this out, don't start shorting because you hate it, because it might blow you out of the water. So this is a move. If ABC moves or whatever, although this freaks everything out, this candle was wow. Let's ignore it as if it didn't happen, since it was like maybe a couple of hours. If a stock went from here to here and consolidated for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it finally breaks out of its consolidation, it overshoots higher, almost as big as the stick that brought it there. So 370 is within reason if they break out of the hurdles that they have above them, and they're not easy hurdles. Let's see if we can pinpoint a couple of hurdles and give you numbers. Here's one, 348. I may have said it already. I don't remember. It's late. It is 8 o'clock, and I've been here since 3:55 in the morning, and it's 8 o'clock p.m. So this guy right there, that's a phenomenal failure. Let's see what they do with it, provided they can overtake. So 341, 348, round numbers. Clear sailing after 351. 341, 48, 51. On the way down, you have supports everywhere. But you lose this. I think if you lose 327 tomorrow, when the market opens. You could fall to like 320 or 318, 19. Worth a shot if you know how to trade. For me, I sell puts, so that leaves room for error. Buying calls, that wouldn't be for me. I would want evidence of stabilization. And keep in mind, if it drifts down to this area, when it rallies, it will have sellers. Those moving average momentum sellers will be there. It's basically machines programmed to sell the rallies into moving averages. All right, I've said enough. How long is it? 10 minutes. Damn it. I want it to be like 6 to 7 minutes. Impossible. Anyway, tomorrow morning, charts and coffee. Boys, cars and coffee? No, you've heard of cars and coffee. This is charts and coffee. It's going to be hilarious fun. 8:30 Eastern, which is 5:30 a.m. my time, to 9:30 before the bell. And when the bell rings, we will kick the YouTube out. We will switch over to our live room and continue charting all day.